Okay, so bottom line up front on animal experiences in Nairobi, Kenya, if you don't have a budget for a safari for $500 to $1,000+, then you could do a 2-hour experience with giraffes and elephants at the Giraffe Center that's right outside of town, and then 20 minutes away is the David Sheldrick Elephant Orphanage with little baby elephants. It's incredibly cute, super intimate experience, and $15 to $20 per person, so really, really budget experience, but so worth it.
This should not be so difficult. Okay, we're doing camera lessons with Maggie while we're talking. We got to go soon because we're in Nairobi. You're probably thinking, why are you in Nairobi? There was a terrorist attack there 6 days ago as of today, and it was like 2 miles away from where we are in a hotel very similar to this from the Al-Shabaab terrorist guys. So that's not why we're here. We're not here for some like terrorism investigative reportive type thing. We're here to see little baby elephants and little baby giraffes. That's why we came. And we already had our tickets, we already had our hotel booked, and then all that stuff happened, and we considered like, maybe we don't go to Nairobi. But you know what? If you do that, the terrorists win. They win. If you're scared, if you have the terror. We don't have the terror. We're brave. So yeah, that's what we're doing. And besides, security's super high, so I think actually things are really safe here right now. But we're gonna go see these little animals, and it's like only gonna cost us $15. And we're gonna touch them and stuff and play with them, and then we're gonna get out of here and go to Uganda because we're gonna go trek with some gorillas. That's gonna be awesome. Yeah, so we gotta go. I hope all this is in focus because Maggie says she's the best camera operator ever.
Lies.
Okay, bye.
Fake news.
Bye.
Yes. I'm so excited about this.
One piece at a time.
Okay, how you can kiss the giraffe.
Well, that's good,
These are male or female? Mark, after the picture from here because the angle is good.
Very gentle.
So if you want a really personal encounter with a giraffe, then head to the Giraffe Center in Nairobi. It's about 1,000 Kenyan shillings, which is $10 in US dollars, and the giraffes will eat directly from your hand. And there's this one giraffe named Stacy, and she really likes to be pet when you feed her too, so she'll get very close. It's really awesome. They're super gentle. So this is something easy to couple with the David Sheldrick Elephant Orphanage, but a really incredible experience in there. I want one. You're so precious.
No, I will just try to.
Oh my goodness, you're so pretty.
If you're on Instagram a lot, you've probably seen a few people do this photo where they're having tea and there's these giraffes coming in through the window and like sipping tea next to them. And it's just this iconic photo, and you're like, oh, how do I do that? Well, there's like a hotel back there, the Giraffe Manor, and that's where people are going to get that experience. But you can't just go in there and do that. You have to stay, you have to be a guest, and it's like $500-ish a night. So you can do that per person, by the way. So you can do that and have tea with giraffes, and have them up close and personal. But if you just pay $10, you get pretty much the same thing. I didn't bring a table or teacups or anything, so the photos aren't going to be like as iconic. But it's the same giraffes, and they're eating the same food out of our hands, and it's really cool. And I didn't think it'd be this intimate, but they're very gentle. And the younger ones are less slobbery than the older ones for some reason.
That is why
Get
we
closer.
rescued him. Right now,
Um,
approximately 3
When you
years.
come here,
Taking water from the water
it's
trough.
kind of
Still
like
on my
like
right is
SeaWorld. There's a
Squishy,
splash
also
zone,
at
but because the
3
elephants are slinging mud to cool
rescued from
themselves
Saba
down,
Conservation
and
Area.
like 4 people just got
After
covered
she
in
had been
mud. So
separated from her family by human beings.
if the rear
So
of the
she's a
elephant
victim
is
of
facing you,
human
they
wildlife
take their
conflict.
trunks and they
Lying
sling
down
mud
at the edge
up
of the
underneath
water
them
hole
on their
next to me
bellies
is
and over top of them on
Mapia,
top.
3 years
So
old.
if
And Mapia
the
was
rear end's
rescued
facing
from
you,
Saba
you're in
Conservation Area.
the trajectory
After her
of the
mother
splash zone,
had
just
died
be aware
from
of that when you're
starvation
here.
due to
Not to mention
drought.
they're very
And that is why we
Yeah,
rescued
they're very
him.
gassy. They're
Right
so
now
gassy,
he's
but they just
approximately
each one
3
of these
years
just
old
drank
and so
like
far
4
doing
liters of
alright
milk
in the nursery.
right in front of us. So that
At the
might
edge of
explain
the
why they're so
water hole
gassy.
on my left is
don't know.
Malima. Including our newsletter.
So all the elephants that you see at the Seldrick Elephant Orphanage they're 3 years old or younger, and you can definitely tell because they're just rolling around in the dirt and they're playful and they're throwing mud and they're honestly aggravating and harassing each other just like you'd expect a 3-year-old child to do, which I think is really fun to watch. And after 3 years, they reintroduce them back to the wild. The reason they can't do it earlier is because a lot of them need milk, like they would get from their mother, but these, obviously they're orphans, they don't have milk, and you can't just introduce an elephant into the wild to a female that's lactating. She's not going to feed some random elephant. So what they do is they actually release them into the park in the middle of the day and let them socialize with other herds of elephants, and then at night they bring them back into the orphanage and they let them sleep because it's dangerous for them out there, and these other herds have not really accepted them yet, but the hope is that they'll establish a bond with one of these herds, and then eventually when it's time to release them, they'll automatically have, well, this is your herd, because they know you and they will hang out with you. But again, it has to be once they're 3 years or older, because they no longer need their mother's milk or the milk that the orphanage is giving them. So that's just an interesting fact about how they take care of these elephants. So the story with some of these elephants is really interesting. A lot of them, we saw some that had like bullet wounds from poachers. One of them's trunk had a pretty deep gash in it that they actually did a surgery and repaired the trunk, but that was from like a poacher's snare. Snares, the harder you pull, the tighter they get, so it almost removed like half of the little baby elephant's trunk, which is pretty sad. And then other ones they find just kind of like roaming out in the plains in the national park by themselves, because they do aerial surveillance of the whole park. And when they spot a baby elephant like that that's so young, they immediately call the park rangers and they'll go grab it, because it's not going to survive on its own out there with lions running around, hyenas, other predators. So they don't know, with those particular elephants, they don't really know what happened to them or where their mothers are. They suspect maybe human poachers did intervene and then the herds just got separated, and maybe the adults ran off because there was danger, and they'll search for the mother. If they can't find it, then they will take that baby into the orphanage as well, and they'll raise it until it's 3 years old, and then they'll reintroduce it to the wild.